Some time back on this show, we featured Kevin Onyona, a Kenyan chef and entrepreneur who has mastered the business of African fine dining in the US, and he owns a chain of restaurants under the banner Swahili Village. He's back on this show after visiting his home village in Kenya.
The village is fresh, man. There's so much to be done.
He'll also tell us what has changed in America and in his business since we last featured him. This show coincides with the transition in the US, Trump out, Biden in. Kevin will also tell us what this transition means for him as an investor.
Trump has not been a good president for America, for sure.
Also on this show, Kenya to the world, and today we feature Rift Africa Leather, which exports leather products mainly to the US. And on My Magical Kenya, find me at Impala Sanctuary on the shores of Lake Victoria.
It acts as a homage to wildlife.
Kevin, thank you so much for this interview. It's a pleasure meeting you again. About 2 years or so. Yeah, July 2019. Little did I know I would meet you in Kenya. So what brought you in Kenya this time?
Chamora, thank you so much also for having me. I came to Kenya to, visit home, to be with family, celebrate Christmas, even though I know it's been a tough year for everybody because of COVID. But, I felt that in spite of all that, we are families, we should always be able to at least find time together.
So what did you do in the village?
The village is fresh, man. There's so much to be done. There's a lot. First of all, I have a lot of relatives that I needed to be able to visit. I have a lot of funerals I'd never attended. I just felt it was time to be able to come back and be able to, give back to the village. We have schools that we support. We have churches we support. We have the village organizations that we support. We have community organizations that we support.
I saw you cooking ugali.
Yes,
fish.
that too, and fish. That's I'm a chef, so normally when I'm home, everybody humors me, like, we hear you're a chef, come here and cook. And when you're home, you're treated like a son of a village, so you're part of that process.
Now, Swahili Village, I really enjoyed the fish there, and very, very, very delicious cuisine there. I remember the coconut fish and ugali and mboga za kienyeji. How is Swahili Village now amid COVID-19?
I must say that we've struggled. If you remember, you covered the consulate, the new restaurant that we're building in downtown DC on M Street. You covered that, and we were just under construction then, trying to get ready for a launch. In fact, His Excellency, the President himself, was the one who we cut the ribbon. Soon after, 10 days after that, COVID hit and the entire city was under lockdown. You can imagine from that busy traffic that we had to almost zero traffic, going back to just takeouts. So we struggled there, but we adapted and were able to revamp our delivery orders, takeout orders, and we did what we had to do with a little bit of help from the government. I got PPP from the government when the COVID shut us down. But the thing is, I'll tell you though, it's that money is a loan. It's not given to you for free. It's a loan. You're gonna have to pay it back. So if you think you're just gonna jump at it and get it, it might come back to bite you later. So yes, I received the funding and we used it exactly how they wanted us to use it, which is to be able to employ people back, be able to pay rent, during that hard time. And they forgive 75% of it, but you still have to pay the 25% of it.
Okay, and you are either just opening some other branches in New Jersey, Atlanta. So explain to us, how are they doing generally? Well, where are you? At what stage?
Yes, like Jersey, we are about to break grounds for construction. We managed to negotiate a lot of those with the landlords, so we are able to still be on course. Not deliver the time that we expected, but we are still going to be able to launch. So we have Jersey under construction right now. We have Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, and we've just also picked a restaurant downtown Tyson's Corner in Virginia. Hopefully, all this will be launched either the end of this year or a few of them may go into next year. But the growth trajectory is to be able to launch, like I promised the president, 50 units in the next 10 years.
50 units?
Yes, 50, yes.
Yeah. And you expect to employ how many people?
50 units puts you at almost 3,000 plus people by the time we're done. Because each unit, it depends, because of course some are small, some are bigger.
Now, when I featured you, Kevin, in our last story, there are those who kept even asking me, so how has he managed to invest? This is a huge investment, and it's quite commendable, diasporan like you, having a business like that in the US. How have you managed to put up all this?
I started very small. I started with a very small restaurant, and I just constantly believe that there is a good, bigger market out there. What we did well is that we are able to work our financials in a way that we're attractive to banks. So for the most part, really, Alex, it has just come out of, you borrow, you pay back, you borrow, you pay back, you grow. It's just a simple economics. Because I don't have anybody that I can say, write a check for this amount.
Hakuna mtu alikushika mkono.
No, hakuna.
Bidii yako.
So it's just, it was just that, it was organic growth.
Okay, now, as a chef, very experienced chef and restaurant owner with several branches in the US, what has COVID taught you in that sector?
Oh yes. First of all, right now, as we go through construction for our new locations, we are going to emphasize a lot on ability to the outdoor dining. That now must be a component of what any of our constructions must include aspect of outdoor dining. We must have a very strong delivery, component of our restaurant as well, because that's the future of dining is going to also include people ordering in. And of course, we have tweaked the way that we receive guests coming in and the way that we're able to let food go, and of course turned out some new items, new equipment in the kitchen that helps us to be able to hold better, so we can be able to move food outside of the restaurant.
Great. We will continue with Kevin Onyona's story in a moment. In the meantime, let us move into the Kenya to the World segment with Michael Zimanji.
Let's talk leather. Whether bags, belts, briefcases or wallets, leather forms part of our everyday style. So it's safe to say that no look is complete without a leather statement piece. And in Karen, Nairobi County, our company is taking full advantage of this must-have fashion accessory.
Rift Valley Leather, that we're now rebranding to Rift Africa, is a company that develops and manufactures the highest quality leather, in operation now for 11 years, and the process has been gradual. We started with about 2 fundis, and now we're well over 50. We ship to the US, to the UK, Canada, to Australia. Also within East Africa, we ship to Tanzania and Uganda. 70% of our exports go to the US. To the US mainly because of the AGOA Act that came into place in the year 2000. That helps so many sub-Saharan countries to ship to the US duty-free.
Initially, the company started with only 2 products, but currently possesses an impressive inventory of over 400 products. However, Langat will be the first to tell you that it is not about quantity, but rather quality.
We do continuous training so that we make sure that our artisans are really top-notch. They can produce high-end, very high-end products that can compete in the international market. We make sure that the product is of international quality, but has an African story. We do accessorize our products with things like bone and horn, beads, the African fabric, so that it's very competitive in terms of the quality, the finish, but also tells an African story.
In addition to this, cooperation within the fashion industry has been quite helpful in selling the Kenyan brand abroad.
Recently, we joined the Kenya Fashion Council, who's been very supportive. They come up with strategies on how to support and sustain the fashion industry in Kenya. So they've been so supportive in terms of creating opportunities for people like us to just tell our story and also create paths in the global market on how we can get our product, the Kenyan good product, to the international market.
Speaking of opportunities, the company has played a significant role in the economic growth of the country.
We work with about 5 tanneries, 3 actually in Nairobi and 3 out of Nairobi. We work with 1 in Athi River, 1 in Sagana, Limuru, Nakuru and in Thika. So it's all Kenyan leather.
So, with a manpower of about 50 employees and an unquenchable thirst for breaking barriers, Rift Africa Leather is a testament to the bold, captivating and innovating abilities of the Kenyan people. And if that isn't the embodiment of all things fashion, I don't know what is. For Chams Media, my name is Michael Zimanji.
Allow us to take a short break. When we return,
Trump has not been a good president for America, for sure.
Trump out, Biden in. What the transition in the US means for investors like Kevin Onyona.
Looking for the best housing solution in Kenya? Worry no more. Cusco Housing Cooperative has 120 home units up for grabs near the Kitengela International School. The units come with Cabra paved roads, street lighting, standby generator, 24-hour security, recreational centers, among other features. To secure your dream home, call us now on +254 722 701 694 or +254 727 570 121 or SMS us on 22058. Cusco Housing Cooperative, your property solution partner.
Welcome back. Today we are featuring Kevin Onyona, an enterprising Kenyan chef who owns a chain of restaurants in the US under the banner Swahili Village. Remember, we featured him on this show some time back. He took time off to visit his home village in Kenya, and we sat down with him as he explains what has changed since we last featured him. And this interview, just to mention, comes at a time the US is undergoing transition. There is the forthcoming inauguration of President Joe Biden. As a Kenyan living in the US, as a business person in the US, what does this transition mean to you?
Alex, as a businessman, quite frankly, we don't care who's in power. If you do your business well, all policies to us is business friendly. But Trump has not been a good president for America, for sure. I can say that openly, because he has really stoked a lot of ethnic, violence and stuff like that. Joe Biden, I think, will calm the country down. People are worried about Trump not leaving office. I know that's not what happened. Usually, the way it happens is that on January 20th, at exactly noon, midday, the office leaves Donald Trump. It's not Donald who leaves office, the office leaves him. And if he's still there by the roadside, he'll be right here. He'll be told, Mr. President, Mr. Former President, now you need to go home. So I'm not worried about that. I'm worried that Joe Biden is now going to inherit a very, very difficult economy because of unemployment. I'm worried that he's going to inherit a very difficult country because of COVID.
For you, Kevin, has it all been all rosy? What are some of the challenges?
Oh, man. It's never been rosy, Alex. It's been very, very challenging. Starting off, I started off, without really much funding. And also there are times when I couldn't even pay my employees. because we were not that strong yet. I was very lucky to have a very strong partner in my wife who came through in so many ways. So I was cooking in the kitchen and she was waiting tables. And so we were able to go through that. And then, of course, we had our first baby, and now she had to stay home. And then, of course, all through that process, I had a cancer. So I had to get out of the kitchen and train somebody else to take over from me. And I had to go for my treatment, which lasted almost a year and a half. Then we had a fire. After we moved from this location to the new location, I really built this restaurant 2 years later. It was burnt down, literally scorched the whole entire restaurant. So we had to rebuild it again. And then we started our growth for the new location. Now COVID hit.
Challenge
so
after
it's
challenge
after challenge after challenge. But on the basis of authentic cuisines, African cuisine, Swahili is already #1 in the whole America.
What would you want to tell viewers who think America is a land of milk and honey? What are the things that people should know about America?
America has been good to me, I must tell you that, but it does not come on a silver platter. I believe, I truly also still believe that if I didn't go to America, I have the right work ethics to be able to just do fine. I believe truly, if you believe in something and you work at it and you don't give up and you persist, ultimately God is going to listen to you.
What was the impact of the feature we did about you? Is it 2 years ago? Swahili Village, when we featured you on Daring Abroad. What was the impact of that?
Oh, I still have a lot of people working in my restaurant. And usually what I do in my restaurant is I walk from table to table just greeting people and ask them how do they know about us, how they hear about us. And I tell you, you don't know how many people came from New York, Richmond, coming to our restaurant and say, oh, we saw you on Alex Chamwada's show. So yes, of course, what you do really impacts society, definitely. And I have people who leave this, when they travel, even from Kenya, even though they didn't have any plans to come to DC, they somehow find a way to get to DC to come to Swahili Village just because they had about Swahili Village.
I'm humbled to hear that. So you mean the impact is global?
Oh, definitely. I told you, I told you of this family from Tokyo, Japan.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's a Kenyan guy who's married to a Japanese guy. He actually does social media as well. He also came down on vacation and came to my restaurant and told me, I saw Alex Chamwada's show. That was in Tokyo, Japan. So yes, you you got something strong there.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you. Safari njema ukirudi Washington, D.C. I look forward to meeting you there again.
Asante sana.
Asante. Time now for my magical Kenya, and this is what I saw at Impala Sanctuary on the shores of Lake Victoria in Kisumu. Take a look.
Kisumu Impala Sanctuary is located in Kisumu County. It's 2 kilometers from the central business district of Kisumu town. It's by the lakeside, that's by the shores of Lake Victoria. It acts as a homage to wildlife. It's either from problem animal control or from human-wildlife conflict. So we bring them here and give them a home. Kisumu Impala Sanctuary also is a homage to the injured animals, the wildlife that have been orphaned, those ones that need rehabilitation. We have 5 lions. Each lion has a name. Yeah, for instance, we have Lawrence and Katerina. Those are the youngest within the sanctuary. And the unique thing about the lions here is that they are well fed. And not only the lions, and also the other wildlife that we have within the sanctuary. We have a leopard, we have an ostrich, we have a buffalo, we have 2 warthogs, guinea fowls, a baboon, a black monkey, we have patas monkey, and also we have a hyena, and also the birds. And for the free-ranging animals, so the free-roaming animals, we have a few zebras, quite a number of impalas. For the rules that we have highlighted here, first, we do not allow you to disturb the wildlife. Second, no littering within the sanctuary. And also, we do not allow feeding of these particular animals within this facility. There is no smoking within the facility. And also, you are not allowed to take away any animal or any part of plant from this sanctuary or bring in from outside. Our major visitors are the school-going children, the colleges, the campuses. On the onset of COVID-19, when we had the schools closed, the colleges, and also among other visitors, especially the foreigners who used to visit this facility, yeah, we saw a dip in visitation. Right now, it's picking up a little bit, but not so much. Yeah, we are hoping now that the schools are opened, we'll have the schools come in also toward this facility. Our charges for Kisumu Impala Sanctuary, adult citizen is 200 shillings. Child citizen, 3 years and above up to 18, the charge is only 100 shillings. Adult non-resident, we charge $20. For child non-resident, we charge $10.
The children are learning about the animals and they're relating in school, so it becomes a bit easy for them. Impala Park is just next to the shore, so they can also learn about the birds and the nature and the indigenous trees that you're getting here.
Based on the reviews I saw from various people online, I saw it's just a place I can come, unwind and relax.
Behind me, as you can see, that's a boat. It's made from recycled plastics. It was constructed in Lamu by the Flip Floppy project under guidance of Ali Kaka and Dipesh, among other people who really came through and constructed this. The boat itself, it was brought here last year, and we are hoping that by April this year, they'll go into Lake Victoria, just touring within the Lake Victoria, raising awareness about plastic pollution.
That segment brings us to the end of the show, a show that enables you to experience and see the world at the touch of a button. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that is Chams Media TV. On behalf of my team, kwaheri, and see you again next time.